Time, space, reality. It's more than a linear path. It's a prism of endless possibility. A single choice can branch out into infinite realities, creating alternate worlds from the ones you know. Wow, I am the Watcher. Follow me and ponder the question. What if? What's up, guys? Welcome back to Marvel Madness, or Marvel's What If in review. My name is Kyle. Thanks for checking out Project Potter, guys. We're going through Season 2, Episode 4 of Marvel's What If series. I'm going to go through kind of a rambling recap, which is going to be the episode kind of rehashed, and then the big moments. Strongest character, a weakest character, a score to 10. Let's go. This was the best episode so far, easily. This was an awesome 30 minutes. The animation was great, the script was great, the story was great. I mean, no one will ever replace RDJ, right? Robert Downey, I hope he comes back at some point, probably Secret Wars. No one will ever be his level of performance for Iron Man. But Mick Wingert, dude, he is like a 1A if there ever was one. He crushed it in this episode. I mean, he did so well that like his mannerisms and his voice and everything was... Now, when I say mannerisms, obviously, I mean like just the way he kind of speaks, because it's animated. You can't see how, you know, Robert Downey Jr. would like do something funny, like physically. But man, just the way that they treated Tony in this episode is so good. And this is cool because it's right after he throws the nuke, saves New York, and then instead of returning back home and they go get shawarma, he actually like ends up going through kind of the multiverse for a second and lands in Sakaar. And here in Sakaar, we get Jeff Goldblum, of course, yes. It's great to see him back, dude. I think they kind of limited him. I mean, he was still good in this episode, but I would have liked a little bit weirder Jeff Goldblum. It felt like in the movie he was obviously a little more out there. And I was waiting for like a really funny, like weird sentence, or like when he's like, here in Sakaar, like something like that. And we didn't really get that. You know, we got a lot of good stuff. He calls him like Mojo Man and all that stuff. We get Gamora in this one, and then like at the end when they go to Thanos, obviously it was really cool. Although it's weird because they show them getting to Thanos the armor, the torch thingy, which is like a super powerful weapon apparently. And then Thanos kind of looks down, and I was expecting him to either do something or laugh, or I don't know. It's kind of... I'm not sure if they killed Thanos there or if they just broke his armor or what. I can't imagine, but that was cool. I don't know if it's going to even come back. There's some kind of continuity, but it's still kind of like they said previously on the Guardians of the Multiverse from last season. I don't know, guys, but this was just awesome. And this was such a combination of Mad Max and Fast and Furious. Guys, it's all about family, right? And Tony being like, oh, you're Thanos' daughter. He's like, is that it? Like, my dad made mistakes. I lived in his shadow for a while. But he's like, I was made my own man. And he's like, you got to be your own person. And she's like, I am Gamora. And that's when she decides, instead of shooting Stark, to shoot the Beast. And then obviously she takes him to Thanos. But she didn't double cross him. They have a plan to go win the race or whatever. And he like... Dude, it's straight up like Fast and Furious, like the nitrous going through. When he turns the arc reactor to go through and win at the last second, like a speed racer moment, that was awesome. All the action was awesome. Korg was really funny. Sakaar is like an awesome environment when they go through that secret tunnel or whatever. And of course, Grandmaster's trying to like booby trap and win. It's a lot like episode 1, the pod racing scene, when Sebulba's trying to, kill everyone. You get like that huge slope, and Tony's like, whoa, but dude, let me talk about Tony Stark. Not only building basically a prototype Hulkbuster, making it so that his Hulkbuster turns into a car, and then when he wins the race, dude, goes from a car back into the Hulkbuster. It was amazing. It was so cool. And it just was really an excellent episode, and I think probably one of the best episodes of What If that we've had so far. And it was fun, and it was energetic, and it was colorful, and it was just fantastic. So hats off, dude, because this one was easily my favorite episode of the season. Strongest character, guys, it's Tony Stark, dude. This was the closest I felt to Tony Stark being back. Mick Wingert absolutely crushed it, dude. I mean, like I said, he'll never replace RDJ, but this showed me that they can continue with Mick. If they need Tony Stark, if they can't get RDJ or he doesn't want to come back, whatever. Now, live action is different. Obviously, they can't just get Mick to come in and be Iron Man, but for animated stuff or side stuff, dude, he absolutely killed it, and he really knows that character well, and it shows. So Mick Wingert as Tony Stark absolutely killed it, as both Iron Man and Tony Stark crushed it. Least favorite character, guys, I'm gonna say it was Valkyrie. Tessa Thompson returned. It's great, and she's like one of my favorite characters and one of my favorite women on the planet, dude. I mean, Tessa Thompson is so hot, especially as Valkyrie. But she didn't really have any good lines in here. She had some cool. I mean, she gets her moment where she crashes through and all that stuff. But sorry, I didn't even mention, guys. The Korg gets a little. They're throwing like the hamsters, the gerbils, and he's like, "Are those gerbils?" And he's like, "Yeah, we used to throw rotten things, but he's like, now we do this." And Korg's like, "I'm gonna adopt one," and he's just got this little guy like hanging around, and he's like, "I'm naming him Nikos after my friend Jeffrey." I'm like, this is the Korg I like. This is the Taika I like, dude. Not Love and Thunder Taika, but the Ragnarok Taika. So there's a fine line, and he crushed it. But anyway, Valkyrie, my least favorite. Unfortunately, her look was a little off too. You know, they have her stumbling a little bit, but like her whole thing is that she's like a drunk and alcoholic in Ragnarok, which actually makes her more attractive, you know what I mean? But they didn't really have that as much in this one. I mean, they show her drinking beer and stuff, but like the whole thing is like her falling down or something. I guess they did that in Ragnarok, but I just thought she was a really strong episode. I think she was probably, unfortunately, one of the weaker characters in this one. Okay, guys, that brings us to a score. I'm going to say this is a 10, dude. This was an awesome episode. And it doesn't matter that it doesn't really connect or doesn't, you know, branch out into something bigger. Sometimes the show is better when it's just, this is a one-off and this was a great time and the animation looked beautiful and the action was crazy and the writing was really good and there were lessons to be learned and there was twists and there was funny moments and it was just fantastic from start to finish, dude. It was so much better than anything in season 2 so far. Probably any better than anything in season 1. I don't think I gave out any 10s in season 1. I don't really remember, but this was excellent, and I really didn't have any complaints, and I just wanted more and more. And Sakaar is something that we've only seen in Ragnarok, and it was such a fun and colorful environment, and it's so mysterious and cool, and Jeff Goldblum is amazing, so I hope they bring him back in live action. But yeah, this was just a great time overall. All right, guys, that's another episode of Marvel Madness. We're going through season 2. We are 4 episodes in now. There's, I think, 9 total for this one, so a few more to go, guys. This was a good bounce back after last week's where I just did not care, so glad to be back on there. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Appreciate you guys. Until next time, here on Sakaar.